Hello. um, I'm gonna just do a video on a few subject matters. Um, Mainly, and yes, I'm doing it in a bartending shirt, which is what used to be my trade. Yeah, it's the only bartending shirt I have left. It's sleeveless, and the other ones, whomever took possession of all my property uh, has all the rest of my clothing. Um, yeah, and I know what's up. I'm not that stupid. I know what's up. Um, Whether it was for a good reason, I meant to have all of my property possessed by military families in need. But since the local paper told me that they had to have me verbally on the phone tell them that that's what I wanted to do with my with my property. Um, they said that they could not go ahead and do that. Excuse me. Um, um, what I basically want to get across, and perhaps this will sway some voters. I know it's not an issue, and it never has been an issue on the presidential agenda. Is what do we do with the many thousands of people who struggle with uh, obtaining work, obtaining jobs? If in my case, uh, I need 19 to 20 hours, they say, of work to suffice my living arrangements. Uh, but if I get 40 hours, then I would just have to pay back to the government half of my income plus state and federal local taxes, because 40 hours would be 20 hours too much. So they would have to recoup 20 hours plus all the excise taxes in order to get for me what I owe the government, because I would have to subsidize my income and play fair as a tax-paying citizen. Um, so that's all I'm capable of earning, according to Uncle Sam. So over the years, I have applied for work, not just as a bartender. No, I've applied for every job under the sun imaginable. Jobs I don't like to do, jobs I don't care to do, jobs I don't mind doing, jobs, menial jobs, labor jobs. Every job you can imagine I've applied for, and I've gotten no calls back, which leads me to believe, and naturally I know what happens once again, I'm not stupid. I know what happens. And now everybody knows what happens. They look at your credit worthiness. They look to see your job history. They don't call your references. They look at them and see who you know. Because I've asked my references if they've been called and asked about me, and they say no, nobody has ever contacted me. And they look at where you've worked before, and I've built a resume before, and I've submitted a resume. Those have not helped. I don't want to sit here and get paid for not working. Okay, I'd rather work. I don't want to sit here and get paid for not working. Okay. It's a fine and dandy notion. It's a nice idea to have been bought. And one commenter on my video said, "What's the matter? Are the little starving children of India not paying your debts?" Very funny. Hokey, pokey, ya hokey. That was very cruel and very mean comment to make. So, sure, I can run out and attempt to find a volunteer job. But those jobs also are becoming scarce and hard to come by because they too also look at your background, your character, your standing in society or whatever. And yes, I do have some ugly skeletons in my closet. And I'm guilty of a lot of heinous things. And perhaps they don't want me around certain things, due to what I've done in the past. And they have every right not to want me around. I wouldn't want somebody around who's done some of the things I may have done. But I'm upfront. You can't hide these things. I wouldn't want to hire somebody and then find out 2 weeks later that they were guilty of shooting somebody or raping somebody or driving drunk, almost killing somebody. When you have a whole pool of 90% of the people who have never done anything like that, and then you can pass over somebody with undesirable traits and have a 85% pool of people who are whiter than the driven snow. Of course, you're going to pick the people who have no blemishes on their record over somebody who is less than or less desirable than the others. Even if they've got 35 years of experience doing what they do best, you're going to choose somebody with no experience and train that person. But then again, somebody might give you the benefit of the doubt and let you go ahead and have a position, paid or volunteer. It doesn't matter. But I've come to they always talk about this percentage of people who have given up working or attempting to find work. Yeah, I consider myself in that pool of people who have just given up. And I had given up a long time ago. And then I go out and I try to find a job. And the same old shit happens again. No call, don't hear from them, just blow it off. And just accept it as his will for me that I'm not supposed to be working. That, okay, I'm supposed to be setting an example of some sort for whatever purpose I'm here for. It's not to rush over to the Catholic Church here and pray every fucking morning at 7 o'clock. And I'm not damning Jesus Christ. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm a believer in a higher power. I love Christ. He loves me. He didn't keep me alive this long to do nothing. Of course, I've got barrels of earshot influence just coming at me from all directions, and I've got people saying, "Oh, you've got so much potential to do right. Shove a squash up your ass." Yeah, that's the potential I have. So needless to say, a person with so much time on their hands, I was doing the online schooling thing, but then it dawned on me that, and I asked a friend, I asked a businesswoman friend, reliable member of a sobriety group, her opinion on me spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars I don't possess towards a degree when I already owe $66,000. Should I continue? Will I ever reap the rewards? Will I ever be financially set for life? Her answer was a big zero. She told me, you will never get from society back that money that you're going to throw away or invest in a degree at my age. Basically, I don't need a degree to help somebody with their problems. I can be a roaming, I can do it and not get paid. I have a natural ability, I found out, to speak to those in need who are hurting emotionally. Now, my voice is going to start cracking and I'm going to get emotional. I don't want to start crying, and I won't, because I'm thinking of a specific individual. Forgive me. But I found out that I don't have a degree, and I'm not going to get one due to financial reasons. But I have an inborn natural ability to get people to open up to me and talk without even provoking the conversation. So, but I'm going to pay back my college loans once I get, and here's, I'm off that subject now, but here's another 2 cents for you. You can stop calling me about XYZ debts I owe you, because it's only a scam. You only want me to, they call up and they say, we're looking for this person on the phone. And then they say, well, it's only $300 some odd. Oh, it's only $400 and some odd you owe us. Well, naturally, then they want you to whip out your bank card and they want you to recite the numbers over the phone. This is a heads up for everybody. I'm sure they get these calls. Everybody gets these calls. Well, pay us X amount of dollars and then your debt will be gone. Well, heads up, folks. There's a company here that's called CCCS, Consumer Credit Counseling Service, 3 C's and an S, based out of Denver. Got an outlet here in Rapid City, South Dakota. You go to them, they itemize your debts, you pay a fee, they pay your debts. Went to the bank the other day, tried to cash a check. They said, well, we can't cash your check because you owe us money. I said, okay, fine. At first, she could have just kept my check and said, well, thanks, you owe us money, goodbye. She says, well, you can't cash the check here because you owe us money. You'll need to go through a check place, to take care of the debt. I said, well, thank you, but I'm already doing that. Goodbye. See, I go, do you want your money now or later? She says, well, you'll have to go through a check cashing place, or a check rate or something like that. And I said, well, I'm already dealing with that. Thank you. So, see, people jump the gun on me, assuming that I'm just letting that debt fester and grow cobwebs. Well, I finally took it upon myself to take care of matters. So you can stop calling, because all the debts are itemized, being taken care of in God's speed, not yours. The man upstairs is taking care of the debts on my income, which is $8,000 a year. Okay? All right, so you can stop calling. Your debt is not going to get paid off any quicker than Joe Schmo's debt. Furthermore, if I have a personal debt with you, let me know. Don't threaten me. Don't do funny, hokey little things to me, like get in my car, steal my hubcaps or my whatever, do shitty little things like that, try to psych me out, put shit in my coffee, do, all this stuff that went on in 2010, get into my apartment, get into my, all this shit that went on from 2010 till, who knows when you're going to stop. I don't know. You just enjoy doing this just for shits and grins, I know. But back to the matter at hand. In 2010, let's go back to 2010 and about the job issue. It's not that I can't keep a job. There always comes a time on the job when a coworker, a boss, a situation always crops up. I've been minding my own business, and some shit happens just out of the fucking blue to cramp my style, or sexual harassment, running into an old girlfriend who's jealous, boss is sleeping with a girl there that hates me, so I lose my job. It's workplace atmosphere, and I was this close to getting Blue Cross Blue Shield, full coverage, dental, health, everything. 90-day probationary period almost up. What happens? Boss is sleeping with a bitch I don't like, or she doesn't like me, so I'm fired. And then after so many, and I'm 52 going on 53, after so many years of this rejection and bullshit, and being, on meds and having and tolerating this for years and years and years, this losing a job. I've been on jobs 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. Never longer than that. Barely. There is an exception. And then I wasn't privy enough or smart enough to go to the local office and get the workers' compensation checks. And it was even a state job, respite care through the state, that I could have gotten the compensation pay, but I didn't do it. And everything I firmly believe in life, okay, I'm not blaming anyone. There's a purpose and a reason for what we go through in life. And I've heard, oh, you're blessed. You're so blessed. It's easy for me to forgive those people who have harmed me in life. I'm talking about rape, near-death experiences, being raped at gunpoint, being assaulted, being nearly killed out there on the streets, throwing my life on the line, wanting to die rather than live, thinking death was better than life. Mr. Kennedy, I hope you get to the bottom of this terrible, terrible situation us people face. Yes, and us is separate from they. This is an at-will state, I know. You can be hired and fired for no reason at all. If the boss doesn't like you. Yeah, I was on a job one time not too long ago where I was hired, and it must have been the will of the owners of the place to not fire somebody based on any reason at all. And yeah, I fucked that up. I quit. I could still be working there now, but it was me. It was me. Yeah, I admit I've had a problem most of my life. I believe when I was born, I was doomed for failure. So, some of us just were born that way, Lady Gaga. Yeah, I was born that way. Yeah, I was. And Lady Gaga, I'm so glad you got fat for me because I like you fat. I had a rummage sale years ago when I lived at 1219 and a half 6th Street, right on top of the hill where you could just walk outside on the road and see the 4th of July fireworks from the Civic Center. And I made hundreds of dollars, and the women from the west side said, where did you get all these beautiful things, these clothes and everything? I said, well, when I lived out in Arizona, and I was selling everything I had, and I did what did I need those things for? And I have friends in places I don't know because I've alienated myself so badly that sometimes, usually, I don't even recognize my own thoughts and feelings. And one time I had a boss back in '89 who come up to where I was working, and he said, "Hi, Karen, how are you doing?" And I hesitated for a second, and he said, "Well, but most days you never know how you are, do you?" And yes, that was a slap in the face. And yes, the man was high on cocaine 95% of the time while he was running the establishment. So, you see, it's not easy for people who are not on psychotropic medications to keep a job, find a job, attain a job, get insurance, health insurance. Let's just hope that our young people that are leaving college now can all find a job, fall in love, have a family. Let's just hope that we can save America. Bring it back to the way it was originally. That people can come here with nothing in their pockets and make a life for themselves. I had a friend like that once. He was a Hungarian man. He said he came to America with $100 in his pocket. And last time I saw him, he was extremely successful. He's probably dead now. Thank you for listening. As Michael Jackson would say, love, peace, and not war.